Okay, so today we're going to be working with what looks to be an ordinary piece of quartz, but I've cut this on a short video before. It turned out to be a beautiful sagonite agate. Just really cool details in here, lots of straw pattern. Anyway, today we're going to make a cab out of this. I'm going to keep this piece intact, and we're going to make a cab out of this side because really got some nice play of the straw agate here, and it's thick enough to make a cab out of. So we're going to use this piece, and we're going to use the High-Tech Diamond 10-inch slab saw to trim it up after we put our stencil on, and then we're going to take it over to the Cab King and do some edge grinding and surface grinding and make our cabs. So let's get started on that. And to do this stencil today, I think we're going to use a 30mm bezel, and we're going to use one of our nicer bezels here. The little pattern on it gives it a little character. I think the white will look nice in that. Anyway, let's use this. We'll draw the stencil on the piece, and then we'll take her over to the Cab King. Before we get started on the saw, I thought maybe I'd give a little tour/update of the shop. I've made a few changes. This is my main working area where I'll display, run the camera. Basically moved everything over here so I have more space on the workbench over here. First, starting off over here, we got our Vibrolap, 10-inch Covington Vibrolap. Use that for the bigger pieces that we can't polish on the flat lap or do by the drill, like if they're too big for the drill. So we'll put them on here. Love this tool. It's one of my favorite tools I have. I just don't get to use it often because I don't really have the ability yet to cut bigger pieces. Like I have all this rough conifer logs down here, and I just don't have the ability to cut those. I don't have the saw big enough. But one day this will come in very handy and useful for when I can cut all that stuff. This is my mini lathe. I use this to make rings and do other things on. Don't use this much either, but it's pretty handy for doing the ring making things and whatnot. Eventually I was going to try to get into actually making my own ring blanks, but haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Just got to find the time. Maybe when I'm older, I'll probably get into that stuff. This little lay down area stuff I got working on are things that are possibly going to be going on the bench soon. There's a piece of blomidon. Got some nice amethyst in there. So I'm going to make a couple cabs out of those. This is bezels and stuff that we've made, cabs that we've made over the last few videos. Some of the stuff may look familiar. A lot of it's from, they usually get put here for display. One of my kids will come down and say, oh, I want one, and they'll just take it. Their friends also take stuff too. So giving away stuff. It's awesome. High-Tech Diamond, all you need, 8-inch flat lap. We use this machine quite a lot, especially for surface polishing shelf pieces that we like to display in our collection. Medium-sized pieces, usually something like 3 inches in diameter or less, maybe. Space heater back there for the winter. That's a necessity. Over here, the next place in the station, we got the 8-inch Cab King. This machine does all the cab making, essentially. I have the 50 grit wheel, 220, 280. Then we jump over to the other side and we got our polishing wheels. So we got the 600 wheel, 1200 wheel, 3000 wheel. So next we have the 6-inch Cab King. This is the latest addition to the bench. I got this because I wanted to do a little bit more polishing after the 3000 grits. So I thought I would get the 6-inch Cab King with the trim saw attachment on the other side. So you can get the 6-inch Cab King with the trim saw attachment, and I'll explain why I got this trim saw in a minute. But back to this, I got these polishing wheels are the higher grit polishing wheels. So we got our 8,000 grit wheel, 14,000 grit, and 50,000 grit wheel. So I'm going to actually start polishing to these higher grits to see if I can get that extra shine on my cabs, which I think I will. So far I've been just stopping at the 3,000 grit wheel, and I'm happy. Most hard stuff will be pretty good shine at that, but some softer materials, you need to go a little higher grit. So that's why I got this. Haven't used it yet, but probably use it on this video actually when we do this piece. The reason why I got the trim saw attachment on the right hand side of the 6-inch Cab King is because if you notice, this table kind of elevates the cut, and it almost comes to the table at a 90-degree angle. And that's important because when I'm doing the finer trimming on some pieces, on some cab stencils, sometimes when you do it on the big saw, which is the big 10-inch saw here, you see how it comes in at an angle? Well, that can be detrimental to the underside of the piece, and it'll overcut on the bottom when you you'll aim it on the top, you don't see the bottom, it'll overcut the bottom. Here on the 90-degree, it cuts it at pretty much the same angle on either side. It's not quite 90 degrees flush, but it's close enough. It's way better than that over there. So that's why I got this, and I'll be doing most of my trimming on this saw now. This next station here, we got the Dremel. I got a little drill set up here. I'll do this with some freeform cabs. If I don't want to put them in a bezel, I'll just drill a hole in the top of the rock and kind of put a little pin in there, and it's like a freeform standing pennant, no bezel. So that's what that station's for. And here we have the Hi-Tech Diamond 10-inch slab saw. Obviously, this is one of the most heavily used machines in the shop here. Cut a lot of rocks in this, cut a lot of oversized rocks in this, probably push this saw to the limit. Yeah, it's a great little beginner saw. Highly recommend it to anybody. At the end of this video, I'll put a little link in the description of how you can get a discount on Hi-Tech Diamond accessories if you ever go this route of going down the Hi-Tech Diamond route. So I'll do that. This is my backup saw. It's basically just a 7-inch rigid tabletop tile saw, wet tile saw. And haven't used it in a while, actually. This Hi-Tech saw has been doing everything for me, but this is here for a backup in case something goes wrong or motor fails or something goes wrong with the Hi-Tech Diamond 10-inch slab saw, so I have this as a backup. One thing I've missed over here is my drill press. So the drill press I use very sparingly, but if I make a ring blank, let's say of rock or anything, I can use this. I have a little drill bit here, multi-size drill bits there that cut rocks to certain diameters. So you can cut this outer diameter, and then I can cut an inner diameter, and I can get a working ring shape, and I could then take it over to the mini lathe and do some things with it. I've just been toying with that lately. Nothing serious yet to show, but coming in later videos. I also have various bins full of rough. This is just stuff that I have not gotten to. It's been in bins for a long time. Boxes, and there's 5-gallon buckets full of stuff. Just, you know, here's some smaller stuff, some slabs, some end cuts. I mean, it's just lots of material everywhere. Going to be going out this summer to get some more, but I have plenty of stuff to work with here. So, you know, no shortage of rough to work with. So that's the updated shop setup. And yeah, it's coming together. It's not the ideal setup yet. I got some more things and tricks up my sleeve that I want to do to make it kind of like a complete lapidary shop. But for now, this does me pretty good, and I'm happy with it. And with that, let's get moving on into the video. We'll start cutting this stencil out of this rock here. here's our finished cab. Put it in the bezel, and pretty happy with the results. So it's a little bit different material. It did take a nice polish. You just can't tell because it's super white, a lot of white bits in it, but it did take a really nice polish. And I think it looks really good in that bezel. A little antique looking style bezel. If anybody is interested in Cab King products or high-tech diamond products, we are affiliate with both, and our affiliate links are in the description of this video. You can just click on the link, go to the websites, and you can get 10% off accessories if you use our code RHLife. Both websites, our code is RHLife. So use that code, get yourself 10% discount on accessories. High-Tech Diamond and Cab King are both awesome resources for starter machines. Highly recommend them. You see them used on our channel and you can't go wrong. They're really great machines, really easy to use, and they really give you professional results if you just take the time and approach the learning curve properly. Anybody that wants help, if you have a Cab King or a High-Tech Diamond machine, if you need help, reach out to us. I've been using these machines for a couple years now, and I can give any insight on learning curves, maybe to speed up the learning curve for you, and show you the mistakes that I've gone through and that I've figured out. So always willing to help out there. You just have to email us at rockhoundinglife@gmail.com. Anyway, hope you guys have a great week. We will catch you on the next video.